Getting into a graduate program for speech language pathology can be super frustrating, guys. I know personally I got a lot of denials. It took me forever. It felt like I only actually sat out a year before I actually started my program. Most programs are only accepting anywhere from 15 to 25 students a year. You can only start a master's program in speech language pathology during that fall semester. So if you miss that time to apply, you really have to wait a whole year before you can apply again. Now, in my last video, I did mention that there are different online programs you can get into, and I'm sure some of those requirements are a little different. But for a typical traditional on-campus program, you have to apply during that fall semester. So I just want to share with you 5 tips that can help increase your chances on getting into a graduate program sooner than later. The first thing you can do is take your undergraduate courses seriously. Your GPA is really going to matter. I know first-time college students, or just even going in as a freshman and your sophomore, your junior year, you may not be taking school as serious. You're still trying to figure it out. You're trying to learn what you really want to do. But if you go into undergrad and you know what you want to do, make sure you're taking these courses seriously, especially once it's time for you to take your courses that are specific to speech language pathology. Once you're done with all of those freshman requirements, take it seriously, because your GPA is going to matter. Your GPA is going to stand out. It's going to be what a lot of colleges are looking at to weed people out. Nowadays, they have an online system. When you apply through, like, I think it's called CSD or some type of program online. I don't remember the exact name, but once you put in all your information, if you don't meet some of the requirements, your application is not even hitting the desk of some of those professors. So try to maintain the best GPA you can. And I would like for you guys to also try to make sure you have a great GRE score. Those things really do matter, but if you're unable to maintain the highest GPA, if you're unable to get a great GRE score, please do not let that hinder you from applying to colleges, because you never know what happens. So many times I've heard of people having the lowest GRE, the lowest score, but they applied anyway and there was an open spot for them to get in. So always apply, but if you can, go ahead and try to make sure you're maintaining a high GPA, high GRE score. The next thing you guys can do is just save your money. There's something else to consider when you're going to graduate school. Save your money, because when you're getting ready to apply, these applications are not free. You have to pay per school you are applying to. You have to pay for transcripts to be sent. You have to pay for GRE scores to be sent. You have to pay. So save your money, because you really want to get as many applications as you can out there, which is the next tip. Apply to as many programs as you can. As I stated earlier, there are thousands and thousands and thousands of students applying each and every single year. But out of all of the graduate schools in the US, most schools are only taking 25 students. So the chances to getting in are really slim. So make sure that you put out as many applications as you can afford to put out. The next thing you can do to go ahead and increase your chances, or just something to consider when applying to grad school, is start early. While you're in your last year, really before your last year, start looking into schools and programs that you are actually interested in. Look into the states that you want to go, look into the requirements for that program, that school, because you really want to start as early as you can. Sometimes it can be a hassle gathering all the materials you need. Most schools are going to ask you to provide 3 to 4 recommendation letters from professors, and you're going to have to give those professors time to write those rec letters for you. So start as soon as possible. The last thing you should do is, if you are going into a graduate program and you already know what you may be interested in studying or learning more about, call the graduate programs that you're applying to and figure out what resources they have available for you. You're going to be doing externships. So your school is going to place you into a work environment, and you're going to learn from a professional that's already doing what you're going to school to do. It's so great, but what if you really want to get some experience in an acute care setting and your school does not offer a lot of acute care settings? Don't be afraid to call the university that you are applying to see what type of relationships they have at that school. You want to make sure, well, you can't guarantee that you'll get placed in that setting, but it can increase your chances of being placed in a setting that is of high interest to you. Those are my 5 things that I think you should consider when applying to graduate school for speech language pathology. And I think some of these can also apply to other professions as well. I hope this video was very helpful. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye.